seen in the first 2 days how overwhelming or how overwhelmed the checkpoints and the borders were. We had quickly established 2 checkpoints out of the border checkpoints so that we could get some sense of good order in triangulating. Everybody wanted to get in and get out, but we had clear-cut directives as given to us by the Ministry of Health, which we are enforcing. We had rumors now that some people might be crossing using the waterways. As we speak, we've gotten the military in the Lautoka area to comb the inner bank of the Sabeto River going down to the seafront, and if need be, some of the punts and boats here, they need to put it on land. And also the military unit out in Nandi to do the outer bank of the Sabeto River. We continue to reevaluate the situation on the ground so that things don't stop. Initially, we were trying very hard to get all the essentials in there. There were talks that there's some fuel that may be running low in some of the gas stations or fuel stations around the country. Yesterday, it is a bit not so hectic, and we've been able to get more fuel trucks out of Bula as we speak. But the priority areas are those essential services, and we're working with the Consumer Commission and their surveys within Lautoka area, the confined area, so that they can identify things that needs to be moved in. So those are the activities that are ongoing at the moment. We're looking at employing some technology and also keeping a hawk's eye on some of the areas that we think there might be other movements that may be happening. Any questions, please?
So have you charged the woman that you've taken in with regards to the false information posted on social media in the past few days?
No, we have had to release it in the last hour after medical advice.
Will you have penalties in place for people who are seen to be using social media to drive panic or create panic?
The laws are already in place. There's relevant legislations in place that we are working with, that the police officers and investigators are very much aware of. And that's what we're using in law that we are acting within. There's 5 checkpoints in total. Like I said, there's 3 really the border areas, and we had to establish 2 about 200 meters away from the main highways, from the main border checkpoints. So that we can control people that are coming in. And that's what I'm pleading with the members of the public. If you have no business to be there, just get away from there. The Prime Minister has clearly articulated that nobody goes in and nobody comes out. But we have people that are sitting there from the morning and late into the night still polling. The same people that are polling in the morning, polling in the midday, polling in the night, hoping that we will give them some time to move in or move out. That is not going to happen. It's for the health and well-being of everyone. And that goes for, as the Prime Minister has said, that goes for foreign nationals that are in there. They will stay there for the next 12 days at least until the Ministry of Health gives the all clear that that will be.
Has anyone been taken into custody for trying to break the barricades or get through?
No, we haven't had to take that step yet.
And what's the security situation that would have been looked at?
It's good. All the police officers within the confines of the area are operating there, and there's sufficient manpower there to deal with issues within.
So what essential services are you allowing into Lautoka?
The essential services have been listed, and those are the ones that we're working with. The hospital supplies and all that, those are all being prioritized now. Like I said, the first day was totally overwhelming, and that's why things were a bit slow. But as of today, things are flowing better.
So some other countries are instituting penalties, fines, and jail custody even for people who are seen to be breaking regulations, emergency regulations at this time?
All the police officers within the confines of the area are operating there, and there's sufficient manpower there to deal with issues within.
So what essential services are you allowing into Lautoka?
The essential services have been listed, and those are the ones that we're working with. the hospital supplies and all that, those are all being prioritized now. Like I said, the first day was totally overwhelming, and that's why things were a bit slow. But as of today, things are flowing better.
So some other countries are instituting penalties, fines, and jail custody even for people who are seen to be breaking regulations, emergency regulations at this time. Are you considering that? Is that something that we're heading into?
There's already relevant provisions in the laws that we have. It's well covered.
So are there plans for foreign nationals who are within Lautoka and need to catch a flight back to their own countries? Are there plans in place to refund or reschedule their flights?
No, the Prime Minister has already stated that, and I'll reiterate that, and I've spoken to them. They will have to remain within those confines until it's lifted. No questions. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.